So here at Alpha Male 2.0, we talk about having the Alpha Male 2.0 minimum income of $75,000 a year, location dependent or more. But what if you want to make a little more than that? What if you want to make $100,000 a year? That has a much better ring to it. And obviously the more money you make, the better, especially today. I have made $100,000 a year or more since I was 27 years old. And I reached that income level pretty quickly in my late 20s because making $100,000 a year actually isn't that hard. And in this video, I'm going to show you the fastest ways I know of to get from zero to $100,000 now in the 2020s. And as always, what I teach is not theory. What I teach are things that are actually working right now, things that men are doing right now to make that kind of money. I'm Caleb Jones, and I make a six-figure, location-dependent international income while dating multiple attractive women, and I show men like you how to do the same thing. Now, as I said, I got to a six-figure income, $100,000 a year, when I was 27 years old back in the late 90s or so. I'd have to do the exact math to figure out the exact year. I think it was 1998 or something like that. And what I'm about to say is accurate. What I'm about to say is true. It is easier now to get to $100,000 a year in income than it was back in the 90s. You're like, wait, what? No, it's not. It's harder. Wrong. It's easier now because back then we didn't really have an internet. There was an internet in the 90s, but no one really used it. And in the 90s, we would fantasize about, wouldn't it be great if we could set up a website on this internet thing and press a button and like make money? That was like a fantasy for us back in like 1995, 1996. 96 is when I started my first full-time company, by the way. I remember having lots of discussions with my buddies back then about wouldn't it be cool if we could make money on this internet thing. Today, you've got that. So today you have all kinds of avenues that I did not have back when I was in my 20s to get your income to $100,000 a year. Plus, as I've talked about before, we're in a state of inflation right now, and there's been a lot of inflation since the 90s. So believe it or not, $100,000 isn't as much money as it used to be. Therefore, it's easier to get to that income because it's not as much as it was. When I was making $100,000 back in the late 90s, that was a lot more money in terms of living and lifestyle in the United States, which I don't live in anymore, thank God. But that was a lot more money back then as compared to making $100,000 today. Now, $100,000 today is still pretty good. It's not a bad thing. If you want to make $100,000 a year, you should. I make many, many multiples of that. That's great. But I'm just letting you know that if you hear all this whining and complaining on the internet about how it's hard to make money these days, that's bullshit. Yes, dating is harder when we talk about woman stuff. That's true. In some respects, dating is more difficult depending on certain factors. But making $100,000 a year without a college degree, I don't have a college degree, without even graduating high school, I didn't graduate high school, I didn't drop out, but I didn't graduate. So it's not that tough, believe me, and at the end of this video, you'll see why. So I'm gonna give you 5 steps. Very, very simple. These steps work if you do them. You may not want to do them, and that's up to you. But if you do them, they will work and you'll make $100,000 a year and it'll work right now. Step 1, you have to work hard. Now, but Caleb, that's stupid. Of course you have to work hard. Wait a minute, you need to think about this. A lot of men today don't really wanna work hard. We live in an era of beta males and millennials and Generation Z guys who are addicted to porn and internet, and they don't really want to work that hard, and they're kind of entitled. And I shouldn't just pick on those generations. There are men in my generation, Generation X, who are like that. We're in an era now where men aren't ass kickers, where men have lower testosterone, men are more feminine, men are more beta. And so when you say things like work hard and kick ass, a lot of guys go, I don't want to do that. Great, if you don't want to work hard, that's fine. That means you have to set your financial objectives accordingly, which means lower. So if you want to make $100,000 a year or more, you're going to have to work a little harder probably than you've currently been working. That also means you're going to have to work during days you don't feel like it. There will be days you don't feel like working, and you don't feel like working on your Alpha 2.0 business or your side business or whatever you're doing. You won't feel like it, but you have to work anyway. Believe it or not, I know it's probably hard to believe, but there are days that I don't want to work. There are days that I don't want to work on certain things that need to be worked on that day. But guess what? I do it. You know why I do it? Because I like money, and I like the security money gives me, and I like the lifestyle money gives me. I love money. I might hit the bank and get a bag or two. Fuck, man, I love money. That Bible verse about love of money is the root of all evil, which is actually not the verse. That's incorrect. It's not quoted correctly. But anyway, I'm all over that. I think money is fucking great. I love money. Money is one of my favorite things in the world. So I am more than happy to work even during certain times that I don't feel like working. And if you're the kind of guy who says, but I just want to live life, man, and I just want to live in the now and just experience life, and great. Sit at home, smoke weed, watch Netflix, play video games, jerk off to porn, do whatever you want, and make $22,000 a year for the rest of your life.
You stupid.
Have fun being happy with that. By the way, side point, as I've discussed many times, including in my books, you have to make at least $75,000 a year, most likely, to achieve a high level of happiness and maintain that high level of happiness throughout your life. You need money to make you happy. The person that said money doesn't make you happy is a person who didn't have any money. That is factually and objectively incorrect. I've talked about the studies and the data many, many times before. Not going to repeat all that. So that's wrong. Now, if you don't care about being happy, if you don't care about living a great life, great. Go watch Netflix and smoke weed. Don't work. You'll be fine. Well, you won't be fine, but you won't have to work hard. Good for you. If you want to make $100,000 or more, you're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to work when you don't feel like it, and that's part of the way this goes. Once you achieve your financial objectives in terms of how much money you make and your net worth, or maybe not even that, maybe not even net worth depending on your lifestyle goals, then you don't have to work as hard. Alpha Male 2.0 is about getting to $75,000 a year, location dependent. And once those business structures are up and running, you only have to work 30 hours a week or less to maintain that income. I am not one of these guys like Grant Cardone that says you have to work 80, 90 hours a week for the rest of your life. I'm not Grant Cardone. I'm not Gary Vee. I don't believe in that lifestyle if you don't want it. That's fine. Now, I work a lot of hours, but that's because I choose to. I don't have to work those hours. So if you want to work less hours, that's fine. But have that be your goal once you've achieved a certain level of lifestyle and a certain level of income. And if that's $100,000 a year or more, there's going to be a few years of your life, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, something like that, where you're going to have to work a little harder, and that's okay. As I've talked about again before, if you have to bust your ass for 2 or 3 or 4 years to be set for life for the rest of your life and live the next 50 years in a way that you want to live, that's a really good deal. 3, 4, 5 years of hard work for 50 years of happiness, that's a good deal. You should take that deal. Number 2, and this is something, again, a lot of guys screw up on, and this is not new. This is something guys have always screwed up on, and that is your $100,000 a year income must be a must. What does that mean? That means that it's not something that it would be nice to have. Oh, that'd be cool if I made $100,000 a year. That'd be nice. That'd be cool. That'd be fun. No, it needs to be a must. I must make this money. That's how I was in my 20s. Those of you who know my story, I grew up with a family of 7, with my dad who was a low-income guy, supporting a family of 7 on his own. And when I was a little kid, we had very, very little money. I don't want to say that we were poor, that's probably overstating it, but we were extremely lower middle class. We had no extra money around, and I hated it. And I vowed many times when I was a kid and a teenager, as soon as I grow up and I move out, I must make good money. I'm not going to live my life like this, like most people, where they worry about money and they wish that they could do things financially that they can't do, like travel to certain places or drive a certain car or fly in a certain kind of airplane or whatever fantasies they have, live in a certain kind of house. I do not want to be that guy who's just the rest of his life wishing that he could have these things and not wanting these things. I must make this money. That was my attitude when I was 18 years old and moved out of my place. I said, I must make this money. And that's what I set a goal for myself at age 18. I set a 10-year goal, 10 years. I could have done it much faster if I'd known what I know now, but I set a 10-year goal from 18 to 28 to make a 6-figure income, $100,000 a year by age 28 in 1990s dollars, which admittedly is more money than today. And I actually exceeded that goal by 1 year. I hit it when I was 27, not bad. But I did that because it was an absolute must. It wasn't a, oh, it would be nice to have, oh, that would be really cool. No, I must have this money. You have to make big financial goals a must. By the way, side point, your woman life works the same way. So when I got divorced a bazillion years ago back in 2007, I made a must. It was a must thing for me. I must date hot girls, and I must date several of them all at the same time, where they all know I'm having sex with other women and they don't give me any shit about it. I must make that work. I am not going to live the rest of my life having sex with average-looking women. It was a must for me. It wasn't like, oh, that would be cool if. No, it was a must. That's why I accomplished that goal. So any big goal you have outside of finances, you should make it a must. And if it's not a must, now here's the thing. You might say, well, Caleb, it's not a must because, I want to make more money, but I'm not as driven and motivated to hit this goal. You know what that means? You're too comfortable. You are too comfortable. You are not feeling the pain and not reflecting on the pain that you're currently going through right now. Your life sucks, but you're thinking, well, it's not that bad. You need to think through how bad your life is and how worse it's going to be 10 years from now. Think about 10 years from now, you've accomplished nothing except you're 10 years older and you're still making the shit money that you're making and your dating life sucks. How are you going to feel then? Get in touch with that pain. You're too comfortable. You've got to get uncomfortable and you got to make these things a must. Speaking of must, you know what you must do? You must subscribe to this channel and you should click the notification bell and you should like this video and you should leave a comment even if you disagree with me. The more interaction I get on this channel, the more content like this I will do. So if you like this content, do those things and then you'll get more of this content. It's a must. Item number 3, and this is something that a lot of guys screw up on. This is something I talked about before when I talk about Alpha 2.0 business structures. The Alpha 2.0 business structure that allows you to make at least $75,000 a year location independent, so you're not stuck in any one location, and you're able to maintain that income on 30 hours a week or less once it's set up. And that is only sell high margin items. If you're going to start a business where you're going to sell something at like a 22% markup, that's not going to work. You're going to have to work really hard and it's going to take many, many years to get to the high income unless you're lucky. And as I've said many times, you can't emulate luck. Everyone can pull out a rare exception to the rule example of some guy who started a business selling stuff at 5% markup or 10% markup or 22% markup or 40% markup and became a multimillionaire. Yes, those are the rare exceptions. If you want to get to $100,000 a year relatively quickly and not have to blow your brains out to maintain that income in terms of work hours per week, you need to sell items that are high margin. That means that the price that you're selling it to your customers or clients are many multiples more than what it costs you to buy or to do in case of a service. So to use myself as an example, I have multiple companies. One company is this company here that you're a part of, the Alpha 2.0 company, where I sell things like ebooks and online courses and coaching programs. These are extremely high margin. If I sell a course that costs $1,000, how much money does that cost me in terms of cost of goods? Nothing. Once the course is recorded and done, it's nothing. It's almost 100% profit. The only expense I have in terms of cost of goods is that 3%, 4% credit card charge, and the rest of that money is mine. It's a very high margin item. So examples would be information products, examples would be coaching, examples would be consulting. That's my other company. I've been a consultant for 25 years. Very high margin item. If you want to sell products, you can sell products. There are high margin products like furniture, diamonds, various things like that. The point is, when you start your own business, when you start your Alpha 2.0 company, you want to focus on selling something that is very high margin. The higher the margin is, the less amount of customers and clients you need to hit your income goals, which means you don't have to work as hard. If you're going to sell bubble gum at a 7% markup, you're going to have to bust your ass. You're going to have to work 50, 60 hours a week for years and years and years and years to make any money. That's not smart. Only sell things that are high margin, many, many multiples of how much it costs you. And if what you're looking at is not high margin, don't sell it, do something else. Really important. By the way, if you want some examples on some good industries that are high margin industries, you should click this video right here. That's a video on how to choose the best industries for your business. Strongly recommend that because it directly relates to what we're talking about here. Next thing, item number 4, and this is probably one of the number one things all business owners do wrong, and I can tell you this for a fact as a business consultant who has consulted with literally hundreds of companies over the past 25 years. And that is, you must make marketing and sales your primary focus. Your primary focus. If you are well versed with my content and or with me, you know what I'm about to say because I've said it a billion fucking times. You must make marketing your priority. Sales is a subset of marketing. Actual sales, person-to-person sales may or may not apply in your business. It depends on your business, but all businesses rely on marketing. Marketing is the most important function in your company. Caleb, does that mean you can sell crap? No, you can't sell crap because you'll get too many refunds and then you'll go out of business. So you can't sell crap either. The quality of what you sell is also important. So that is important, but what's even more important is your marketing. You've got to focus on marketing, 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 marketing. Entrepreneurs who sell high quality stuff, who don't focus on marketing, will go out of business. Not might, they will go out of business. I've seen many businesses over the course of my business career go out of business from qualified, intelligent business owners who are selling very high quality items who didn't market or didn't market enough because they were scared or they didn't like it or they felt it was beneath them or they felt because they had a college degree they're not going to do that or they felt it was sleazy. You've got to market. It is the most important function in your company. By the way, the inverse example is also true. You and I could both name some companies that do sell crap, but yet they stay in business for years and years and years because they market the shit out of what they're doing, including some very big companies, including many Fortune 500 companies. They have so much money in marketing, they can afford to be shitty and treat their customers like garbage and they stay in business. Now, you shouldn't do that either. You don't have that luxury as a small business owner. But you get my point. Marketing, you must make marketing a regular, weekly priority in your business. It is the difference between high income and low income. And certainly if you want to make $100,000 a year, that's required. One of the primary reasons that I made $100,000 a year when I was in my 20s as a self-employed computer consultant, computer nerd, and almost no other computer consultants in my city were making that kind of money because they were all focused on their computers and I was focused on marketing. That also means you're focused on customer service so you can get a lot of referrals. So in a way, customer service is a subset of marketing. The nicer you treat your customers, the more likely they are to refer your business and spread the word about you, which is marketing. And I'm focused on that today in all of my businesses because I know the better I treat my customers, the more likely I am to get repeat business from those customers and referrals from those customers, which in my opinion is a subset of marketing anyway. Very, very important. And most entrepreneurs, most business owners don't do this, which is why most new businesses go out of business. It's not because they're selling garbage. It's not because they're dumb. It's because they don't market. Market, 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 market. By the way, really quick, one of the best ways to make $100,000 a year and keep more of your money is to pay less taxes. A really good way to do that is to move out of your collapsing Western country so you can drop your taxes. So you can go to escapeplancourse.com to check that out. If you're seeing this video before June 30th, 2021, there's a free webinar you can sign up for there. If you're seeing this video after that date, you can get that course right there on exactly how to move out of your collapsing Western country. I go through step by step the entire process. Check it out. Speaking of taxes, that brings us to number 5. The 5th thing you've got to do, and some guys screw this up, some guys are pretty good at this, depends the guy, and that is you must keep your expenses low. If you make a lot of money but spend a lot of money in your business and certainly spend a lot of money in your lifestyle, you're not actually going to keep any money. And I have worked with many companies, many small businesses that made, in terms of gross income, quite a bit of money, but they wasted so much money in their businesses, they ended up with no money at the end of the year. Well, that's dumb. When we're talking about $100,000 a year in income, we're talking about net income. That means net income after business expenses. So if you spend a bunch of stupid money in your business on a bunch of stupid crap you don't need, which is really common, you're not going to end up making $100,000 a year. You will think you do because you'll look at your profit and loss statement and it'll say, yeah, I made $147,000. No, that was your gross income, dude. That is not what you made. What you made is that number at the very bottom after all your goddamn business expenses. That's why there's so many guys walking around saying, I make a 6-figure income, or I make $1 million a year, or I make $2 million a year, and they're lying. What they're telling you is their gross income. That's what their gross income is. That's not what their income is. They're not factoring all the expenses they have to incur to create that money. It's the bottom line number at the bottom. That's the only number that matters. The bottom line net income figure, net before taxes, and then the second number that's even more important is net after taxes. So not only do you want to control your expenses in your business, but you also want to live a very low tax lifestyle. That's why I live here in Dubai, where tax rates are 0. I like to keep my money. I work hard. I kind of want to keep my money. I don't want a business sucking up all my money, and I don't want a big dumb government sucking up all my money. So if you combine those two things, low expenses in your business, low taxes, you'll get to that $100,000 much more quickly, because you'll have much less overhead in life. Okay, last one, and this is kind of a bonus number 6. I wasn't going to talk about this, but just last minute here, I decided to talk about this. You might be thinking to yourself, but I'm not a consultant. I don't have any business skills. I'm not a coach. I don't know how to help anybody with anything. I can't write any books. I'm stupid. I don't want to sell products. I don't know how to do drop shipping. You'll use the classic excuse that lots of beta males use, is that I'm not good at anything, so I can't start a business. I'll tell you something you can do right now to make a 6-figure income within a few months if you hit it hard. Just be an affiliate. Just sell other people's stuff. Go online, find people you like or products you like, sign up for their affiliate programs, which are always free. We have one at Alpha Male 2.0, but if you don't want to do my stuff, do someone else's. It doesn't really matter. Sign up for multiple affiliate programs if you want, and just sell other people's stuff. I personally know guys making as much as $40,000 a month or more just selling other people's stuff. They have never written a book. They've never designed a course. They've never done any consulting or coaching themselves. They just sell other people's stuff. Really easy if you put in the work and work hard to make $100,000 a year doing that. Not hard at all. You just got to put in the work. This is not that difficult. You might think $100,000 is this giant number, and I relate to those feelings because I felt that way back when I was 18. It's not. It's not any big deal. It's a very doable goal for anyone watching this video. If you need to rewatch this video to go back to the steps again, do so. It's not that tough. You can do this. If you want some more information on this, you can click this video here on how other business models compare to the Alpha 2.0 business model that I talk about. But really think about this. It's not a big deal making $100,000 a year. You can do it. Have fun. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.